welcome to the arena. This is Immaculate TV, and this is a program where we discuss the Nigerian politics as it is and as it should be in relation to the church. Now, as we all know, Nigeria politics has been going through a major setback, corruption, and so many other things, and we think the problem out there is misinformation. People are not informed. People don't know what's going on. People don't know what has happened and how the thing has happened. People have been misinformed, and unfortunately it's affecting our economy. It's affecting every part of it. Yesterday we have the commissioner in the house telling us a lot of things that people don't even know about. That is what brings about this. We'll be enlightening and informing, educating everyone out there on things that are going on in the country. We'll be bringing in a guest today. This morning we'll be having Mr. Sheyi Bakare, which will be coming in after the short break. Please do stay with us. Thank you. Welcome back to Immaculate TV. Once again, this is the arena. My name is Olukunsa Yokwemi, and with me today analyzing the Nigerian policy and politics is Mr. Sheyi Bakare, a political analyst. Mr. Sheyi Bakare, good morning.
Morning, Okwe.
Good morning. It's nice having you around. Now, we are going to start from the beginning, where it all started. The Nigerian politics started a long time ago, as old as 1960 and all. What was wrong? Was the foundation wrong?
Well, I will start by saying our leaders then back in 1950s. The whole thing started like in 1959 when we had the first major election, but there was no majority. There was no major winning of elections at that point in time. So as the struggle continues, the British came. They came to give us independence. That was in 1960. You know, just like I said, in 1959 we had NCNC. NCNC was a political party that was in control of the eastern part of the country, while we have the NPC in the northern part of the country. And we have the AG, led by Obafemi Awolowo, here in the southwest. Now, at that point, there was a coalition between the MPC and the NCNC, you understand? Which the election couldn't go through before the British came that appointed the Tafawa Balewa as a prime minister for us then. So it goes on until 1963 when another election came on board, and we had President Nnamdi Azikiwe then as a president, and the whole story was going on.
Now, I'm going to cut you there, sir, and ask you this question. How was Nigeria economy before Nigeria politics?
You know, basically, then we never even, the problem we had was the discovery of oil. Yeah. Then we were basically into agriculture. We're basically into
textiles
and all that. Majorly agriculture, and it was bringing us good revenue to the country. Then we were able to do many things. We were able to build the University of Ibadan. We were able to build the Cocoa House.
Even before 1960?
Yeah, even before 1960. These guys were doing well then. They had brain. Most of them were trained in Britain. They knew what to do. You understand? So when this guy came on board, they fought for the independence and they gave it to them. And the story goes on and on until we became the Republic in 1963. Now, the major problem, the major issue we have in Nigeria, where our problem started in Nigeria, was the intervention of the military in 1966.
The coup that was...
The coup. They killed all those leaders. You understand? Obafemi Awolowo was lucky, was locked. Nnamdi Azikiwe wasn't in the country. Tafawa Balewa, Akintola, some other major guys, they were killed. Basically, they felt, okay, the Igbo thought they were being marginalized. You understand?
So I think the reason why the coup was started in the first place was because there was corruption. The corruption was eating up the Nigerian democracy. Are you saying that wasn't...
No. You see, every government that is about to take over another government will give you an excuse. You understand? Even the corruption that was there at that point in time was not even as much as the one we're experiencing now. At least they told us they had corruptions then. They were able to do stuff for us, building good roads for us. They gave us good healthcare systems, free education systems, and all that. But now, they told us they are fighting corruptions right now. So many things are still going wrong. No, back to what we were saying. The military guys came on board. To me, those boys came with a fresh blood. They were young. Most of them were in their 20s, 30s.
Yeah, the leader of the coup was actually 28.
Imagine. So now, look at that. These boys were running the country with a very young blood. They do things the way they like, so to say. Now, if we had to look very well, back in this, now, then Nigeria needs to be very careful. Now, why I said we need to be very careful, I have been able to look back and I noticed that in every 20 years, there is always a significant change in Nigerian politics.
And we are going to the next 20 years.
We are going to the next 20 years. That's why we have to be very careful. Just like I said, in 1959 to 1979, military took over after 1966 coup and all that. Another coup was going on and on and on until 1979, when Obasanjo promised to give the power to the civilian, and he actually fulfilled his promise. You understand?
To respect the
Ojukwu and all that. Now, the issue now is that 1979, they didn't even allow this man to even give power to the next civilian democratic ruler. You understand? The military took over again. So the whole story, we went back to the same story ever since 1966. Now, they took over until 1999.
Now, I'm sorry, I'll be going back and forth based on what you said. According to, there was an analysis yesterday from the speech of the president that says, from now, what we should experience is that the military cannot rule the Nigeria again. Now, are you saying that we might be seeing a cycle in every 20 years? Are you saying it's possible that the military comes to the head, look at the way things are, the way security is being handled? Of course, we can see so much lapses in the security department. We see so much backbiting and all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Okwe. You see, 20 years is a very significant year. Every 20 years is a very significant year in the history of this country. We pray. I don't pray for any intervention of military again in this country.
Of course.
You understand?
Yes.
I don't want it. And I believe most of us don't even want it.
Of course.
Now, even if there is no military intervention in next year, if you can see now, ordinarily we have election coming up in the next, few months.
Yeah.
At this point in time, there should have been a major
campaign
candidate from maybe a big political party.
Yeah.
But
so
right
far
now,
we just have one candidate from APC, which is
the present president now.
Current president, His Excellency Muhammad Buhari.
Right now,
we have some other people coming up, but there's no major.
You
in
understand?
fact, even Omoyele Sowore has not declared whatever party he's coming in with.
Just we have Mogalu, we have what's it called?
Fela Toye, of course, who wasn't also.
But you know me, I believe one thing in this country, that before anybody can come into power in this country, there are some set of people that sit. So to say, let me just say, okay, we call them the
cabals.
I can't say I can't call them cowboys. I say the kingmakers. Let me just put it that way. Those people, they still exist.
Of course,
and if you look at our history very well, all these military boys then in 1966 were still the same set of people that are still ruling us up till this moment.
Up till this moment,
you understand? So, I believe before anything, the greatest mistake that had ever happened in this country was the June 12, 1993 election that was annulled.
Yes.
You understand? And well, President Muhammadu Buhari has actually done quite well for the recognition of
which was done yesterday.
Yes, in fact, I was part of the people that ordinarily I don't really like the way they handle this government, but for that reason alone, and I'm sure he has won a whole lot of Southwestern people's hearts with that one. Yeah. You understand? So the issue of politics in Nigeria, we're still growing.
Talking about yes, let me just go back a little bit. Okay. Now we see President Muhammadu Buhari. We see the likes of the former president Obasanjo. And you know what really thrilled me is the fact that, Jonathan was also a former president. Now, people seem to recognize the President Muhammadu Buhari, President Olusegun Obasanjo, which are the set of people who has been ruling this country over time. And, the name President Jonathan is not really carrying much weight as much as these people we get to hear these days. Still the same set of people. Are you going to say that these people are really the one causing all these setbacks we're seeing right now? And I would like you to also look at some other countries like like America. Are they having the same kind of rulers over the year, coming in and going out and coming in, the ministers and all?
Well, you see, the Obasanjo and Muhammadu Buhari and the likes, you understand? Those guys, I would just say, they were mates. They started this whole thing together.
Of course. We still remember the last coup and how there was a rumor yesterday that Muhammadu Buhari was part of those that killed Abiola. That was MKO Abiola that was celebrated yesterday. And we saw the daughter that was.
From my own perspective, I believe Buhari made a very smart move. Very, very smart move. While he betrayed his brothers. Yes, he couldn't have cost Obasanjo anything to do the same thing for Abiola.
Of course. And it wasn't
for the fact that, number one, they are from the same tribe.
Yesterday.
Yeah, he wasn't there. They are from the same tribe. You understand? And I'm sure there are those generals, so many of them wouldn't have been happy. But that statement of yesterday was a perfect political strategy. You understand? For probably the next election. Whoever must have advised the president for that did a very wonderful
Listening
job.
to Tinubu's, I was going through your post. There was a time I was going through your post and I saw, where is Tinubu? I was like, seriously, nobody's really looking out for him and all. Looking at him, his statement yesterday, he was making a statement in respect for MKO Abiola, and he said something. He said, this is not about your second time. Your second time is sure, you deserve it. He said, I don't know if you heard him say something like that. He said it in a short clip like that. Said, your second time is sure, you deserve it. Now, are you going to say that yesterday's program was a complete political strategy? Is it?
You see, ordinarily, he actually, if you look at the appointments in the federal ministry, especially on the security, people have been complaining that it has been so lopsided. You understand? So many people have been complaining in every way. Now, but I love the fact that I believe that the president has been looking for a way to appeal to the people of the Southwest. You understand?
Yes.
And, in recognition of June 12 as a Democracy Day was a very perfect one for him. You understand? A lot of people liked it. Me personally, I loved it too. We've always been waiting for that. You understand? So he did a perfect one.
Okay, we'll be going on a short break now, and we'll be right back after this break. It's still the arena. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Immaculate TV. My name is Olukunsayo Opeyemi, and this is the arena. We have been with Mr. Sheyi Bakari, a political analyst, who's been giving us the truth about things that has been going on in his own opinion, what he thinks has been going on based on the Nigerian politics. Mr. Sheyi Bakari, thank you for staying with us all this while. Now we're just going to go straight to the current situation of the country. Now, looking at the power sector, I think the politics cuts through every part of all this. The power sector, economy at large and whole. How are you going to rate Nigeria coming from these years that we've been through?
Well, so far so good for the past 3 years. When in 2016, we went into recession.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Prices was raised to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So many things was going on, and the power too wasn't something to write home about. Yeah, but of late I was reading a post from someone's wall talking about the way he shared where the Minister of Power, Babatunde Raji, talks about Nigeria has never enjoyed power the way they are actually. Of course, we all know that's a lie. That's a big lie. Yeah, power might actually have been a very bit better. You understand? But not like we are enjoying power 24 hours. Are you not staying in Nigeria? Is it not happening to you? Have you been enjoying the power 24 hours?
Okay.
Nobody should come and give us what is not.
I won't really talk much about that, because I can remember when they came in, when the present administration came in. I don't know if you still remember. Yeah. There was a budget being made then on 2015. There was a budget being made on making sure every household gets a prepaid meter, and till now we've not. I think. There was a man in a street like that was interviewed here. He said only one person in the street got it. In fact, we got to find out that meters are now being sold from the power holder, the electricity organization themselves. Now, we are not going to be based on that alone. Talking about security, just touching it a little bit, how are you going to rate that? Seeing the current security breach, the current state of some part, especially the northern parts where we're experiencing so much terrorism and all.
I don't know. For me, for the past few years, ever since the inception of this administration, it is everywhere. Fulani headsmen have been killing. Boko Haram won't stop. So many atrocities going on in the country. Well, of late, maybe for the past 1 month. Yeah, I think the killing has been subsided a little. Yeah, a little. But, I believe, because everybody thinks, even when Jonathan was there, few weeks to general election, the whole Boko Haram thing went down. So, it could be political too. You never can trust this politician. I'm sorry to say that on air.
There was a time the army chief officer was like, it was actually making an alarm then that the government should not interfere in the security, officiating and all. And I think he is complaining that it's causing a major setback. Are you going to say that this terrorism, majorly the herdsmen, we're experiencing in some part of the southwest too, the herdsmen attacking people on the road, on door or a road. Even this,
just like few days ago or last week, it happened in Iwo and some other part of
and then there's the issue of their passport being stolen. People are just stopped by herdsmen, and then their passport have been taken. Are we seeing a security? And I'm going to ask a question after this. Are we seeing a security breach in our army, in our military?
Well, I'm not in the military, but there is nothing that cannot happen. It's some people say, okay, well, there are some set of people that are majorly the stakeholder in this cattle rearing business and all that.
Yes.
They won't want their business to go down. So it's a rumor though that They are empowering all these Fulani headsmen. For crying out loud, if you want to see a normal nomadic man, he goes around with a stick and his cattle. So where do they see AK-47 and all those sophisticated
I'm going
weapons?
to make this analysis, which was made by one of our reporters some time ago. He said, Buhari has actually been a cattle rearer and herdsman for more than 20 years. Approximately, he's going to be having more than enough cattle, more than, let's say at least 50% of his assets is going to be into cattle rearing, and we've seen a lot of so many eating assets and all so much. So we are looking at so much. So is it trying to protect? Are we saying the governance? Not just him. We see so many other people in the federal government sector now have been going so much into it. Are we saying they are doing this to protect their career? What I'm just trying to look at is passports being taken. I don't seem to understand what the herdsmen are using that for.
In fact, there is this place called Erin Ijesha. Like if you are going to Ondo State, Akure to be precise. There was an attack there some times ago where the herdsmen came on board and they took phones. You understand? They removed the batteries and they dropped the phones. I'm surprised too. I don't know what they might want to do with the batteries of a phone. You understand? So I don't know, issues like that. Now taking passports for what? Nigeria is very, very complex, and just like I said earlier, that election is coming, and whenever election is approaching, we'll see things all like this. Things.
Okay. Okay. So which will just take me to the last part of my questions, because we're running out of time already.
All right.
What do you think the future of democracy holds in Nigeria?
Well, one thing I believe is going to be bright. He's going to be bright, quote. Because number one, there are so many awareness now. There are so many people are waking up now to politics. There are so many people. Initially, so many people
much informed.
Yeah. Initially, people don't care
what happens.
And but now, I notice and I see that a lot of people are waking up to politics. So if consciousness, awareness are there steady, now people will be very, very careful in handling national security and national issues, and they want to handle it very well because there are a lot of people that are ready to challenge them now.
And in just one word, my last question: democracy now, before, now, and then. What would you say?
Well, now, let me just say now, with what we saw yesterday, with what happened yesterday, I believe democracy we are getting there in Nigeria. With what the president did yesterday, I believe with that, we are getting there. And I believe that the future will be bright.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for joining us. Once again, this is the Arena, and you're on to Immaculate TV. And we'll just touch some of this part. You can join us again next week. We'll be discussing in full and in detail the current economy, the current political going on, the current political happenings, the current things going on. And we want everyone out there to be informed and prepared for what the future of democracy holds for Nigeria. My name is Olukunsayo Poemi, and this is the Arena. Thank you. We'll sign out from Immaculate TV.